Well, here we are. We have arrived at the festival of the unexceptional. Thanks to Hagerty for putting this do on. It's always mind-blowing, and you can just see the content, the cars we've got here. My friend David's 205. We've got a lovely Discovery, Renault 4, Audi 100, Skoda Estelle. It's just mind-blowing. Yeah, and that looks like a Maestros special, I think. So that's nice. But still some gaps to fill, so still cars coming in, but we're going to head straight to the concours section, the Concours de l'Ordinaire. So we'll go and see what is actually competing for prizes here. Just taking the glory of the Renault metallic Allegro. It's one of the best colours you can get for them, I think. And then you've got the Hillman Avenger Estate up the back, next to a Renault Espace, next to a Lancia Prisma, a Jensen Interceptor burbling through for reasons unknown.
Well, you go back 40 plus years, okay. Two communities.
Yeah, a reminder of just how beautiful the Skoda Fabia is. Very nice early Cavalier Mark III up the back, next to a Mark I Cavalier. Very nice Viva, HB. Yeah, it's a shame it doesn't zoom. Should we go and have a walk up there? Yeah, so the Cavalier brings back memories because I had a relative who had a 1.6L in exactly that colour. So it brings back memories. It's been a K-plate. It's got the very slightly different windscreen wipers that you can lift up without having to lift the bonnet. That was the first change they made to them. And then I think this is Jason Himpson's Mark I Cavalier 2-door saloon, a car I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while, but he lives over in Norwich, so I've not yet managed it. Absolute beauty of a car. And if you've seen the Opel Manta video recently, that is the front end you got on a Manta, even though the Ascona on which it was based had a different front end. Yes, we've got a very nice Renault Twingo here, belongs to Lobster Diecast, who sells a range of marvellous cars. Oh, let's go and have a look at the interior.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Do you mind if we open up? Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Look at this. That's an amazing interior. And a fantastic sunroof as well. So yeah. Oh, do you want my help, dear? There we go. We'll give you the view from above. So yeah, do check out Lobster Diecast. Lots of very tempting models for sale. Ford Puma, rare and unusual because it still has rear arches. We've got Ed Westby and his Metro 1.1C, I think, twin cam, if you've seen his channel, so you can check that out on YouTube. A very early Rover R8 on a G plate. That'll be about 1989. A Mercedes-Benz A-Class, which I looked at on the way and thought that's a bit modern. It's on a T plate, it's the same age as Myrtle. Yeah, so it just shows you how quickly things develop. Citroen AX GT5, the 5-door, very rare in that condition. BMW Compact. It's rare to see one of those that hasn't been turned into a complete drift wagon. I noticed that appears to have a turbocharger hiding in there. And a beautiful Citroen GS. I was thinking of bringing Giselle to this event, and I thought, no, it's not quite the right event, but that's here and it looks perfectly at home, so what do I know? I've got another Twingo over there next to a Fiat Punto. Nice to see. We were following the Punto in. Oh, Lada Niva. Oh, and it's got a headlamp wiper moment.
Oh gosh.
We better take a closer look.
Yeah, I saw that Kiwi.
Look at that. Curvy wiper blade. Is our headlamp wiper moment. It's not a Chevette, it's the Opel Kadett version with different front end. Toyota Carina, is that the one Paul Cowland's turned up in? I think it is. It's 25th anniversary. Beautiful interior. Come hither. I've already said hello to Mr. Cowland. I think he's judging at the moment. This is a lovely car. This is exactly what this event is about, and it's part of Paul's remarkable collection. He has some fancy cars, including a flat-nosed Porsche 911, which currently doesn't work. And he has cars like this, lots of very, very ordinary cars of yesteryear. So I admire his collection very much. Maestro van den Pla, for all the plushness. Has it got picnic tables? No, you didn't get picnic tables in a Maestro, it seems. Just a bit of wood and leather. This looks like a very early Mark II Cavalier, Opel Ascona in Europe. Yeah, 83, 84. Yeah, 1.3 popular. Ah! It's Mr. Furious Driving. Hello, sir.
Very surreal.
Oh, are we now interviewing each other on camera at the same time?
We are. This is something very meta.
Yeah.
Include this bit.
Yes. So, hello and hello.
Hello. Hello for the first time.
Hello. Yeah. Right. We'll have a quick chat. And no, we're on camera. We'll have a quick chat and come back in a moment. Well, that was a fun chat with Matt of Furious Driving, but we've come back to Myrtle now because Simon has been to visit with a present for Myrtle. Come round and have a look. She has her trims back. They've been refurbished. They look a heck of a lot better than they did. And I think she looks complete again now. I know some people liked the wheel trimless look. I did not. So I'm very happy. Thank you very much, Simon. It's an Innocenti Regent. It's not an Allegro. It's basically an Allegro with an Italian accent. That's
show it off for you with
yeah, that's magnificent. There's a Dutton Sierra kit car over there based on a Mark II Escort as well, next to a very nice MG Maestro. And I think we're being filmed even as we talk. So such is the nature of the event. But come and look at this Seat Toledo, owned by the very chap who sold me my Daimler, but rest assured it's in better condition than that Daimler was. And yeah, a very, very rare car in such a lowly spec as well. This was kind of a game changer for Seat during the Volkswagen era. Very similar to a Skoda Octavia in a great many ways. But look, no badges even. Just wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Right, so we're going to look at a Wartburg Tourist over here. Very, very interesting two-stroke engine. If we go around the back, the rear lights actually lift up with the tailgate, and you can just see there's an extra pair of lamps inside there, so they operate when you have the tailgate open, so you still have rear lights. Right. Oh, Daihatsu applause. The car that looks like a saloon but is actually a hatchback. That is lovely to see. Very, very rare, the applause. Brochure in the back as well. Annoyingly, you know that Daihatsu Move? I have actually shot a video on it, had sound issues, had to scrap it. No. And over here is a car people might recognise. This is the DFTR Automotive Mazda 323. So the last time we saw this car, the rear door was still all stoved in, and so was the sill. And look, it's now magnificent again. So well done to the lads at DFTR. They've done a cracking job on that. And now one of the most exciting vehicles here, I think. We need that. We need the buggy, do we? Would that be easier than walking? I mean, look at this lineup here. We've got an Alfa Sud, we've got a Vauxhall Corsa, a Skoda Felicia, a lovely purple Rover Tomcat Coupe, Citroen Cadian and Diane over there, looking splendid. A Tercel, we'll try and get to in a bit. There's so much here. I don't know how we're going to see it all, but we definitely need to go and look at this car. Oh, there's a bit of a crowd gathering around it. They're gathering with good reason. It's the rear wipers. So let's go and have a look. Unsurprisingly, people are taken aback by the twin rear wipers on this 280C. Sadly, the 300C, they reverted to a single rear wiper. So very, very nice. My friends Ivan and Patrick in the Netherlands have a 280C in metallic green. It's a glorious, glorious machine. And somewhere there's a video of its rear wipers. HubNut sticker on the Peugeot 106 van. That's great to see here. And now we're going to go on the hunt for a very special car. And let's see if we can find it. It's somewhere in the Unexceptional parking.
Wow.
This is splendid. So obviously you know I'm a fan of the Maestro van, especially early channel viewers. It's got the vinyl seats. Please use the postcode. That's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. It's a city, your base city. So that's splendid. Another Mark III Astra. There's a few of them here. And over here I've just noticed, this is bordering exceptional, to be honest. It's a Holden, but one of those Vauxhall badged ones, the HSV. So HSV is the sporting brand of Holden, and they were imported here as Vauxhall. So there we go. Betty's not here, but we do have something Australian. We also have a Morris Marina, which has right-hand drive wipers. Does that mean it's a very early one? It might do. But we're still trying to find a very special car, a very significant car. Got an early Land Crab here, Austin 1800. Very, very nice car. Gorgeous little Alfa Romeo. There's another one over there somewhere we missed. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Little overhead cam engines. Giulietta. Little column gear change as well. Wonderful cars. A bit exceptional, you could say. It's okay. We've got a rear engine Skoda over here, another one. Look at that, the old engine canted over in the back. I used to have one in that colour. But the real news is over here. Look what it is, people. Look what we see. Yeah. Don't reveal too soon. No, you look at the Metro. Oh, this is a magical moment. Come swoop in then. It's the mighty Dacia. The mighty Dacia has made it. It passed an MOT yesterday. So I got wind she was going to be here. She hasn't been on the road pretty much since we brought her back. It's taken ages to sort out various MOT issues, but yeah, here she is, the mighty Dacia. So she's now got UK, oh thank you very much. Got UK spec headlamps fitted. She is good to go. So the adventures we had in this car, driving it all the way from Romania 3 years ago now. I find that hard to believe. He's got a very manual sat nav. He's written out the roads on a bit of card. So hopefully we can find Rich and have a word with him a bit later on. But yeah, good to see you again. Still got the Romanian plates in the boot. So and the longest static strap in the world. We dragged that 2,800 miles all the way from Romania. Fun times. We're meeting cars and owners from Twitter we've never met before. This lovely Audi 100 Avant, come around for the rear look, belongs to Wrenching Wench on Twitter, and very pleasant she was when we met her earlier. First time we've actually met her, and yeah, this is a beautiful car. Lovely, a massive load space, so aerodynamic, and it's done a lot of work on the suspension on that, and we see it's next to a beige Austin Ambassador. Nissan Bluebird down there's quite a few Bluebirds around. We've got a BX Leader here, which is kind of the entry-level model. A Citroen Visa in red. That is what I need to compare with an Altsit, because they are so very, very different. At first glance, the Altsit and the Visa look very similar, but mechanically they share almost nothing. We haven't got anywhere near the concourse, by the way. We've gone the opposite direction, yeah, because we had to come and see the mighty Dacia. So yeah. Oh, it's got the later dashboard with the Peugeot stalks, so it hasn't even got the funky satellites of the earlier ones. Yeah, I think we might have to go and look at the Sherpa. Let's go and have a look. Lovely 75 in Moonstone Blue. W126 Mercedes, headlamp wiper moment.
Oh, let's go, let's go.
Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. And interesting wipers on these, sort of hidden under the bonnet edge. Both park on the passenger side and they sort of sweep over majestically. But yeah, we've got a very nice Sherpa camper here. Looks like an auto sleeper. I had an auto sleeper conversion on a Bedford CF once. This is delightful. This is truly the dream summer holiday scenario. Oh, lovely.
That's on film, by the way.
What is?
You just said dream summer holiday scenario.
I was being
camper.
ironic.
In a camper.
Ironic. You can't hold me to it. No. Let's go and look at that Alfa Romeo 33 over there. Another Twingo. Lots of Twingos here today. Opel Manta GSE. That's a bit exceptional, really. Honda Civic Shuttle. We shall just avoid getting run over. So there we go, Alfa Romeo 33, lovely car, boxer engines. Becoming incredibly rare now, the Audi 80, this stumpy little boot. And a very interesting mechanism for getting into said boot. Proton 10 safety system, but yeah, Honda Civic Shuttle, quite rare. 2 CVs, we know and love, of course. But next to it is another car with a flat twin engine. It's a DAF 44 with a Variomatic. So belt drive transmission, twin belts, twin pulleys, and a little air-cooled engine at the front. Lovely. And a Ginetta next to it. You don't see many Ginettas. This is a G30. Looks like Peugeot 205 headlamps. And Mark II Fiesta doors, I would suggest. And a big old V8, apparently. BX 16 valve, 160 brake horse. Ooh, Hyundai Pony. That wouldn't be driven 24/7, would it?
Oh.
Is that her pony? It's very, very exceptional condition. 620 miles per year. Wow. It might be, yeah. Got a Land Rover Stage 1 V8 here. Deliciously decrepit Allegro. Where are you going? Looking at the Land Rover and the Allegro.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out if it is or not. I think it is.
Ah, well, hello, driven 24/7. And yeah, Stage 1 V8 Land Rover next to an Austin Allegro. Both a similar age, sort of late 70s, early 80s. Bedford Rascal camper. Is it a Bedford or is it a Suzuki? It's the Suzuki version. Now the Bedford Rascals were actually built in Luton. I don't know if European Suzuki supercarries were, but they're the same van. Oh, Ford Zodiac Mark IV, a notorious car. Rear suspension not quite as good as it could have been. Really strange styling. If you come around here to take in the styling, the rear end is quite stumpy. The bonnet is enormous. So Ford didn't quite hit what they wanted with this car, so they worked harder and came up with the Granada, and everyone loved the Granada, so that went really well. But yeah, a very imposing car, the Mark IV Zodiac. Would love to drive one. You even get a dummy bonnet scoop. It's not a hole, it's painted black to look like it is actually a scoop. We've got another Ambassador next to a Toyota Camry that I believe, yeah, it's the petrol blog. Toyota Camry's a petrol blog, it's got his own channel. Gavin Braithwaite Smith, he also contributes to Classic Retro Modern magazine. Very, very good writer. And I once sold him a Saab. Another delicious Maestro van. Very late on the V plate. I wonder if that's a Ledbury. That's very, very interesting. Avenger Estate. I've seen more Avenger Estates than saloons today. We've got a Citroen XM and a Rover 600, and then we've got a Rover 800 as well. So I like this row very much. Plenty to see here. Yeah, it's just too much to see, too much to like. What do you want to look at?
My sister had one of these not very long ago in this colour.
Oh, a Rover 114 GSI.
Very sadly.
I bet it wasn't a GSI though, was it?
I don't
That's
think
super
it was a
plush.
GSI, no.
Lovely.
You paid 100 quid for it. I don't think you pay 100 quid for it now.
No, no. And again, it's still got the rear arches looking pretty good. That was a weakness on these. It's very different to an Austin Metro. It's the same body shell, but the suspension is now interlinked front to rear, and it uses the K-series engines with an end-on gearbox. So thoroughly re-engineered. But they couldn't afford to develop a larger car, so it was always a bit small for its class. Oh, is that wrenching winches,
Yeah,
Sirocco?
I think so.
Okay, very nice to see.
The Friday
Right, we may now have to beat a bit of a hasty retreat down to the concourse, because we've ended up miles from it. We'll miss everything, and I have a horrible feeling it's going to rain.
Literally miles.
So yeah, there's lots of lovely cars. A Peugeot 305 over there. Oh my gosh, look at that. Peugeot 305 S5. So Renault Safran is one of those cars that is just vanishing. So it's great to see one of those here. There's a Hyundai Stella, and normally I would get quite excited about a Hyundai Stella, but we've seen that one so many times. That's been on the channel at least twice. That is my friend Matt's V8 Hyundai Stella, hiding its Rover V8, and doing slightly better fuel consumption than the Bentley next to it. Quite a few Bentleys here. Bit of an odd one, but there we are. And lovely little K10 Micra. That's our friend we were having dinner with last night. Great to see, lovely condition.
Low mileage as well, that one.
Yeah, very low mileage. Lovely.
Nervous of driving it because it's got such low mileage.
Yeah. So I'll probably say that again. He's nervous of driving it because it's got such low mileage. We've actually made it to the concourse. They're going to announce the winners in about 5 minutes. This is going to be the quickest run around we can possibly do. We're going to start with my friend Mark's beautiful Datsun 1000 here. I took a picture of this car for Classic Car Weekly years and years ago. A real beauty. And if you want to know what this car's like to drive, I haven't driven this one, but I have driven one very much like it in the Netherlands. The little dumpy boot on the back, deluxe, all the poshness. So yeah, beautiful car. But let's have a quick run around. Beautiful Proton here. Look at the side graphics. Absolutely immense. And lovely car. The Proton's very popular. I'll actually go in for the detail. Fiesta Mark II gear. Always dreamt of a gear when my first car, which was a Popular. Didn't even have a rear wiper. Fiat 128, lovely unusual rear lights. Lovely car. Triumph Toledo. So that's where they took the front wheel drive 1300 and turned it into the rear wheel drive Toledo. Let's go to the front. Yeah. So effectively this car replaced the Triumph Herald. Look at the condition. This is absolutely immaculate. And I don't think your cars have to be immaculate to be in the concourse section. They have to be interesting though. Like a beige Austin Allegro Series 3, one of the last ones with all the black trim on. 2,680 miles from new. Let's have a look at the interior, which is magnificently brown. Really comfortable seats. I'm a big fan of these later Allegros. Nice Cortina gear, Mark V in a nice sort of bronze colour. Mazda 929 estate, absolutely enormous. I do have a test on one of those on the channel if you go back far enough. Over here, Mark 1BX, not the one that belongs to our friend Rich. That's another one, but just also happens to look lovely and is on an A plate. Renault 19. Where have all the Renault 19s gone? I say that we've seen 2 of them today, so that's good. Mark 1 Mondeo, they're fast disappearing. They are becoming collectible. And a Fiat Strada, this being a later facelift one. And we've got Saab 99 GL here. Oh, it sounds like they're announcing the winners already. Oh yes, come in for a headlamp wiper moment. It's a Saab with the push broom headlamp wipers that push across the headlamps. Lovely Renault Espace. Another Renault Twingo. There are so many of them here. The Talbot Horizon we followed into the event. Another Nissan Bluebird, lovely condition, complete with the wooden bead seat cover. And look at this Peugeot 106. Very, very rare, these early 106s. They seem to have entirely vanished. And that's a fascinating colour, like the colour of a bathroom sink. We've just taken this lineup. We've got Austin Ambassador, very nice there. Mark II Escort that isn't a gear, but is beige, that's tremendous. Mark IV Escort, another popular lowly spec. Datsun Stanza. Very interesting cars. The handling's meant to be interesting, but I would like one. We're going to swing around over here because the Austin Montego that caused great excitement on the way into the event. Lovely number plates. And we'll go around the back because the Montego estate, for my money, is one of the most attractive cars in its class from an estate point of view. There we go, next to a Polo bread van. We've got Sean Henry's Renault 10. This is a South African car, which is why it's on a W plate. That's normally 1979, 1980, I think. We've got, you may recognise this, Daewoo Espero. It's got different number plates. Look, he's got the proper Daewoo logo number plates on it now. We didn't have those on for the very recent test. A lovely car. Audi 100 Avant. Danny Hopkins has started his spiel. We've got to be quick here, folks. Lovely Triumph Acclaim, Citroen CX Series 1, beautiful. A little Nissan Micra Super S, which I think is more body kit than actual Super. And oh, it's a Seat Panda 40. So this is a Spanish built Panda. That's lovely. Look at that interior.
Being driven by pandas.
One of Giugiaro's favourite designs, the Panda. One of the ones he's most proud of. Lancia Trevi. I think we've seen one of those at an event before. Amazing dashboard. Look at the grille on this Toyota Carina 2. The Peugeot 205, we saw this come in earlier. Very early 205, so we still have the suitcase engine as it's known. That's lovely. And Renault 11. My dad had a Renault 9 with the same quad lamp front end, but he dreamt of the 1.7 engine. He only had the 1.2. Spinning around, very early Mark III Cavalier here on an F plate. But the real delight is this Kia Pride owned by Mark Burser, who we know of the world of Twitter. I can't remember if we've actually met him in real life or not. But he's actually got the white wall tyres that were always a factor on these. So people in other countries, especially America, might recognise this car as the Ford Festiva. Mazda sold them as the 121 and then later sold the design to Kia, who built these cars in South Korea. So to think Kia has come from cars like this to where it is today, truly remarkable. Nissan Cherry Europe, very pleased to report there will be a Nissan Cherry Europe test coming up. This is a Datsun Cherry, but with an Alfa Romeo front end. So quite unexpected. You've got a flat 4 boxer engine in a rather staid looking Datsun. So there will be a test coming on one of those very soon. Not that one, there are actually more than one survivor. Over here we've got the Innocenti Allegro we saw earlier. That's an Italian built Allegro Mark 1 Astra. Lovely. Little Clio here. And then we've got a Toyota Tercel, which I think belongs to the people I sold mine to, or they're friends of them. No, it is the person I sold it to, Udara David. So I sold my Tercel to him. So there might even be bits of it in here, we just don't know. So fascinating. And then we've got a very late Talbot Solara Rapier next to a Maestros. Let's go and have a look at the Maestro. We're having to talk a bit quietly. We don't want to shout over poor Danny there. He's doing his wrap-up speech. Yeah, Maestro Clubman, lowly spec, sort of replaced the City. And that's a lovely example. Yeah, very, very nice. And then we've got the final Vauxhall Cavalier, the last Cavalier built at Luton. Everyone is in there at the moment. They're announcing the winners, lots of cheering. We're going to go and have a look at the winning cars once they're pulled out. They tend to pull them out and have a look at them, so we'll do that. Instead, we're going to look at arguably the best car here, surely. It is Chris Pollitt's Citroen ZX, which until recently had a flame job up the bonnet. So he's painted it, I think, with rattle cans. And it's splendid. It's great to see it here. And here is one of his many websites. Chris Pollitt is also of Car and Classic, the classified website. Not too grand. Lovely backflash. Look at that. Yeah, that's amazing.
Sticker envy.
Yeah, so yeah, well done, that's great. The RAV4 here, I believe this is owned by Toyota themselves, and they restored it. I think this entire rear quarter was replaced with the last one they could find anywhere. So amazing work. They restored that around the time I had mine, I think, or slightly earlier. So that's good. There's a comma here, but one day I hope to have a closer look at. Oh, come on, Eileen. Yeah, that's not the engine you expect to see there. You're a little short. I will lean in for you. Yeah, an Endura engine is not necessarily what you expect to see in a comma. So that is very, very different. There's another meaty comma we're hoping to see at some point on the channel, but that's a beauty. I love the way these things look. So superb. And yet next to that we've got a Honda Ballade, which is the car that became the Rover 200. I think there's some of those there. I don't think we've seen them on camera yet, but the Hondas were also made here in the UK. a sort of derivative of the Civic. Look at that mighty Busso engine. Yeah, that's absolutely delightful. It isn't the one I drove, that is a different one, but it's also got a HubNut sticker on it, so that's quite nice. That is just the most astonishing colour there has ever been. Whoa! We've got a Renault Alpine over there, which also has very interesting wipers. You can see my tests on those. We've got a Primera P10. Really nice to see. P10 Primeras have become so rare. And next to that, we've got a Volvo 460. And another Peugeot 205. Car of the event, I think, the Peugeot 205. There are so many of them here. But I want to take some time to look at this Granada here. This is a Granada Coupe. It's left-hand drive. It's German market, I think. And it was restored by someone who goes by the name Triple Rich on the Beige Forum. He does car restoration as his job, but this was his own personal pet project. And come and have a look at the work on this. This is returned to the road only very recently and from a complete bare shell. And the level of work, look, even the stickers and everything, it's just extraordinary. And I think he has his own channel on YouTube. It may be worth looking for it. It's a mere 2.3 and slightly different to the Granadas we had in this country, because I think we had a kink in the rear wing line. So lovely to see. Another Rover Tomcat, another Orion, good to see. And we'll just say hello to this little Mitsubishi Delica that I tested. Yeah, I tested this a couple of years ago. Yeah, belongs to my friend Eddie. It is so charming. It lived in Malta all of its life until just a few years ago. And here it is now for sale, £4,750. So it's only a 1400. I remember the gearing is very short. It's a bit busy. I once convoyed with this around the Netherlands, and this was very much setting the pace of our little convoy. But yeah, very, very different to the Mitsubishi Delica in later life, I would say. Bond bugs, always amazing. Hoping to test one. I think I've got a couple of offers in on bugs, so hopefully that will happen at some point, because they are extraordinary, Reliant based. But look at this Peugeot 504. It's even got the yellow headlamps. So that full-on French look. And look at the seats with the head restraints built into the top of the seat.
Oh, look, there's one down.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful cars. Very distinctive styling on the back of the 504. The way it sort of scoops down. And look at this. Automatique. And next to that, we've got a little oddity, a Nissan PAL.
Oh my God, look at the rims.
Yeah, they're delightful. So built on the Nissan Micra K10 platform in the Pike factory at Nissan. Retro touches from so many cars. Obviously we've got a bit of 2CV going on, perhaps a bit of Renault 4 in some of the proportions. But it is just a K10 Micra underneath. And a fascinating car. So the same as the Figaro. And the B1 is the final car in that little selection, I think. Lovely Yugo up from the Zastava factory in what is now Serbia, I believe. Great to see. Lancia Prisma, which is basically a booted Delta. That one's a lovely colour. Renault Espace, complete with the captain seats going on. In fact, this vehicle seems to have members of the Beige Forum lurking around it for some reason. I wonder why. So is this Skizzer's Espace?
This is Skizzer's one, yeah.
Is he here?
He's not here,
So you've bought his car to a show?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, if you watch the channel Grand Thrift Auto, that is his car. I went to visit him and drove a couple of his cars, Honda Accord Aerodeck and the Vauxhall Royale. And it inspired him to do his own channel, and he does some very nice tricks and a very good presentation style, so well worth checking him out. I think he's done a video on this Espace, but it's currently been looked after by my mate Rob in London, bizarrely. But yeah, taking the glory of the Hillman Avenger estate with the black vinyl seats that will be doing someone some damage later on today. And then yeah, lovely Beetle in sort of nice stock condition, unmodified, bar some rear seatbelts, I note. Another delicious Skoda Favorit, a black line, fairly near the end of production. The black lines, flare lines, and then Mini Clubman with the chunky fake wood down the side. Delicious. We've got a very nice Citroen BX. Oh yeah, Daewoo Matiz there. And yeah, a Volvo 480 and 340, I think, might be the 360. But yeah, people are starting to leave. We're starting to lose our voices, and it's been a splendid day. So thank you, Hagerty, for another amazing event. It's just like no other to have this sort of quality on this scale. Lovely. Lovely ZX Volcan turbo diesel as well. That is a beauty, following them out. We're just going to film a bit more, but we realise there are cars we really need to film. There is a Citroen GSA here, a very nice example. Slightly older than Giselle, but the interior looks an awful lot better. Yeah. And it's got the sliding sunroof as well, that's very rare. And there goes a GS. We entirely failed to chat to the GS owner. He stayed at the same hotel as us last night. Oh, Steph is still floating around looking majestic. Rather like a Citroen GSA. But what model have we got? It is a full-on Palace.
Ooh.
So
we have those seats.
similar seat. We got similar seats, yeah. Palace or Palace SE seats. So yeah, very nice. Now we've just learned that a Proton has won the event, so we will go and look at that car before we depart for the day. But taking this pair, they're looking absolutely marvellous together. A car that sort of really did sort of transform what budget motoring is. I love the colour of this example. I love the rear styling. This rear styling is unique to Proton, the aero back. A scrappy scheme survivor. Whereas the saloon really was just a Mitsubishi Lancer with Proton badges and built in Malaysia. But Proton, the Malaysians are so proud of their motor industry. They even did limousine versions for the home market. And I got so many comments when I did a Proton video from very proud Malaysians. So yeah, they're great cars, lovely cars to drive. Moving along, we better take a look at the Hillman Avenger, because obviously we've got the hockey stick rear lights. And I am due to do a test on one of these. I don't think I've actually booked in a date yet, but just look at the majesty of the rear lights. Wonderful. Mercedes C-Class, they're starting to get quite rare now. And we must look at my friend Gavin's Fiat Tempera, because I think if we get around the back of this car, I mean, this is a classic car you just don't see anymore at all. But it is a saloon with a rear wiper. So it's a Fiat Tempera 1.6 Green Motion Eco. Power output, yes, it has some. So yeah, lovely car. Gavin owns many lovely cars. Volkswagen T3 Transporter. Lovely original plates on it by the look of it. Clio is delicious. Oh, is that Chloe's Clio?
She's offered for you to drive it.
Oh, that's nice. I need to do one. I've had several offers in of Clio, so Chloe, if it's not yours, please don't hold it against me, but yeah, definitely do need to do one. Hello, and this is another Toyota Tercel. Belongs to Udara? Yes. And I'm trying to remember the story. Isn't the grill off one you used to own in a different country?
No, this is the car. So
oh, it's the
similar to
actual
your
car
from New Zealand.
Oh wow.
This is my dad's car that we imported from Sri Lanka.
Wow.
So there's bits of it I've used. Yeah, I've transported bits, but the car itself is the car I used in Sri Lanka. Went to my first day of school in it.
Oh wow.
Got a family history to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, shipped it all the way because I loved it so much, similar to your story.
To my story with Betty. Yeah, wonderful. And is that yours in the concourse as well?
No, so that's Paul's car. Do you remember? I came with Paul, so Paul literally just walked up to bring the car down. So that's his car, and he's owned that since new.
Oh wow.
And then he sold it and then bought it back and now restored it, so it's in the shape it is now. Yeah.
So yeah, I think my Tercel went to the right people. These are the people who, and I hope those spares have come in useful, because there were so many of them.
The interior of this now, it looks mint because of bits and pieces.
Oh wow.
This got reclining seats as well.
Gosh.
Oh wow.
You can fall asleep the passenger can fall asleep.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is awesome.
And how lovely that bits of mine actually live on, because I was just distraught at the idea of all those spares being thrown away.
Such a lovely way as well.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much. Right, we should carry on. Lovely Xantia end plate, fairly early. A Citroen Acadian. There was a Diane here as well, which used to belong to Jono of Peak 2CV. Yeah, but just imagine a Diane sat there. That's what it looked like. Now here we have a car that I have actually done filming on. At the we had a K-car gathering, and this was there, and I filmed it. The sound went absolutely to pieces. I haven't had a chance to recover it again, but come round. This is the fantastic styling of the Daihatsu Move.
Oh.
Look at this line as it comes down here. 847cc engine, amazing interior trim, and it looks so narrow it looks like it must surely fall over. Lovely little car to drive, actually, really nice. So hopefully at some point I can redo a video on it. Fun and games as everyone goes, but yeah, it's lovely. And here we are right at the very end of the show. These are the winning cars, so let's see what won. Overall winner was this Proton, and I'm really pleased about that. It's splendid. The side graphics are incredible. So it's been a good day for Protons. We've seen quite a few of them today. Yeah, so that did really well. The Kia Pride is here, the Fiat. So we've seen both the Fiat and the Zastor badge engineered versions of these cars. Triumph Toledo that we were admiring, the Peugeot 106 in the colour of a sink, and a little Polo bread van as well. So it's a fine mix of winning cars. We will put up what they've won, because we don't know at the moment. We don't know what the different categories were. We couldn't hear Danny earlier, so we'll put up what they won. But yeah, a fine selection again. Another fantastic event has come to an end, and we'll say thank you very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this wonderful show as much as we have. We shall see you in a future video. Farewell.